So I've got this chord progression that I wanted to expand by adding some melodic ideas to it. And there are a lot of ways to go about it, but today I'll share one of the methods that I use that works for me well. So first of all, the chord progression is this. This is an 8-bar loop, and most of the chords last for the whole bar, with the exception of G minor and D minor. That quick change is for half a bar each. So we're going to start with the first chord, which is the G minor. And what I was thinking we could be doing is removing the bass, because if we're thinking of the overall kind of idea, the arrangement I'm going to have is it's probably going to be like very spacious, ambient guitar kind of vibe, and the low end is probably going to be covered with some kind of bass, whether it's a synth or a bass guitar. We're removing the root note of the chord, so now we're left with this, and I wanted to expand the chord a little bit by turning it into a minor 7th, and I'm going to refinger the chord completely, and so it looks like this, and I'm going to add my pinky to the 2nd string, 6th fret. And now I don't need to bar this first finger anymore. I'm only fretting the 3rd string, which is on the 3rd fret. So we have from the 5th string 5, 5, 3, 6. So now you notice that the 1st string is open, and that's going to be part of our melody. So we play the chord, and now all I'm doing is just keeping the same chord, but I'm adding the melody using an open 1st string, 2nd, and 3rd. So we have this melody, which is quite a nice filling melody. The next chord is D minor. I changed immediately the position to this, and again we expanded it a little bit by adding a minor 7th to it, which is this chord shape. So 10, 10, 10, 10. And I wanted a bit more flavor to it. So I expanded it to minor 11. And so we have 10 on the 6th string, then on the 4th, 10, 10, 8. And you will notice again we have the 1st string open. So we play the chord, then we add the melody, which is the 4th string, 1st, 2nd, 3rd. So the first 2 chords sound like this. And I played the 3rd chord already. So the 3rd chord is going to be C, as you heard. And it's just a regular bar shape on the 8th position. I really wanted to hear that 1st string. And in the arrangement, I kind of play it separately as well. So you go. And then we finish off with a little arpeggio. Not really an arpeggio, just picking 2 notes on the 3rd and 2nd string. So the whole bar would be. What's interesting about the C chord is that I don't play the whole chord right away on the beat 1. Whereas with the first 2 chords, we landed both of them on beat 1. So in the case of the C chord, I only play the root note or the lower register of the chord on beat 1, and on the beat 2, that's where I land the rest of the chord. If I were to play from the D minor, it would sound like this. So we're letting the audience know that the next chord is going to be some kind of C, and then we reveal it on beat 2. So I kind of liked this ambiguity in this arrangement. I think it kind of works. So the next bit is going to be G minor to D minor, where they last half a bar each. And I'm using the 10th position here of the G minor 7, and I'm going to add a little melody, very simple. So I'm playing the bass again, the root note of the chord, or the lower register, depends on how I feel, I guess. And then I do the rest of the chord and finish off with the pinky added on the 13th fret of the first string. So go like that. And exactly the same thing happens on a D minor, where I play the root chord, the rest of the chord, and adding the pinky. Another thing that I do actually at the end is a very quiet, very subtle note on the second string. So go. So again. So the next chord is going to be B major, and I change the fingering to a Hendrix kind of style, where we have the thumb on the bass. This allows us to have our first string open again. So this time we play the chord on the beat. 3. And then we adding that first string as part of the melody again. So I want to aim to play the chord on the lower register. And then we play the third and second strings together. And then open first string. So in the context, if we go from the G minor to D minor change into B flat, it would be something like this. And after that E string, we're going straight to F. And we'll keep the same fingering for the F as we had for the B flat, which will allow us to play with the chord notes a little bit more. Just like that. So again, we hit the chord, 2, 3, and then I hit the three strings which are 4, 3, and 2. And I quickly hammer on, so the third string becomes a grace note. The open third string becomes a grace note. I do this kind of hammer on with my middle finger. And I play the second string. And then I play the open G again. So, again. 2. So after F, we go back to C, which is played exactly the same way as before. And a G minor 7 with a D minor. What's different about these two chords now, the G minor doesn't change. But with the D minor, I'm just kind of keeping that pinky right from the get-go. It's almost like resolving the melody in a way. And so the whole chord progression would sound like this. So what we used today was open strings within the chords. We changed the chords into different variations of the chords, so minor 7s or some kind of extensions. We also played less notes in the chord, so not playing the root. We also split the chord, so we play the root first and then the rest of the chord, so to create some kind of ambiguity in our arrangement, and leaving space pretty much in all of the chords. So all of these ideas, feel free to take them and experiment with them and see what you can come up with. I made the whole song using this idea, adding the drums and bass and synths and all sorts of things. And if you want to listen to it, it's going to be a link up there above my head. Also, if you want to see the tab for the guitar part and you want an MP3 of the whole song, I've started a Patreon page where you can find all of that and the tabs for my previous lessons. And if you want early access, you can definitely go check it out and support me in that way. Other than that, have a good one, and I'll see you in the next one.